Yeah, it's not located on any map. It's located right here. Right here. Capital M, capital T, MensTown. There's trust and friendship between men. There's no deals going south. There's no lawyers there. Only real men. And a few good dogs.
Dog. Hey, how does my audio sound, Bake? I want to make sure I sound good for the people.
Pretty crispy, pretty clear, probably better than mine. How's mine?
Crispy. Yours is good. Bake was having a little bit of technical difficulties here to start this episode. But cheers to episode 9, brother. With featuring Baker's Koozie. I probably have over...
No, I don't think that one you stole. That one doesn't look like me.
No, it's 110% is your Koozie. We are on episode 9, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like we've done this many. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I felt like I took 2 weeks off and I'm still in the next episode. I don't know how that happened. I kind of had a hurricane thing to deal with last week, so...
Yeah. Chase couldn't be with us here today.
No.
He is currently dealing with the hurricane damage that he suffered up in Kentucky.
That's crazy.
No damage was done to him. He just has other obligations tonight.
I would have believed it.
So he's going to hop back in on the next episode. But we're going to start doing some different things each episode. So I've ran this down with Chase already, or Baker already, and I'm going to tell Chase as well. So there's 3 of us. Obviously, we rotate. So what we're going to do is we like to have 3 topics per episode. Okay, as you guys may already know. 1 week I'm going to come up with all 3 topics, and then the next week Baker's going to come up with all 3, and then Chase, and then it's just going to be a circle. So we keep things fresh because I found that a lot of people are
well in circles.
Yeah. I found that we kind of talk about a lot of the same things each week over and over. So this way that'll be a little bit fresh, a bit of a different take on things. So Baker has the privilege of hosting this week and coming up with the topic. So Baker, why don't you take it away, my good friend?
I mean, this week the obvious one is the hurricane. I mean, it has devastated people's lives. I'm on the west coast of Florida in the Bay Area. I have multiple family members who their homes had 3 feet of water in it. I got multiple friends whose houses have filled with sand from the beach. I mean, I have a lot of people in my life that are struggling through this, and it's hard to watch. You try to help. You don't exactly know how to react in this situation because I very luckily am blessed to still not have any issues from the hurricane. But it ravaged all the way up through Georgia, through the Carolinas. I mean, Chimney Rock is completely gone. I mean,
Asheville's underwater right now.
And they don't. And in Florida, we're lucky. We have sand, and all the water around us eventually recedes. But like, there's parts of the Carolinas that's still flooding, having flash floods come back in from higher up that finally broke down a river, and it's just awful to see.
Yeah, we're still dealing with issues out here in Greenville. I'm in South Carolina, so we're dealing with a lot of issues. My girlfriend still doesn't have power. My office doesn't have power. A lot of traffic lights are out. Huh?
You go to your office?
Yeah, well, I'm hybrid. So our office doesn't have power. A lot of the traffic lights are down, and drivers here are already bad enough. So it just take it and multiply it. With the traffic lights being out. But it's just sad to see, man. I was driving around through, we have about 400 properties in the upstate area. Jeez. I was driving around on Monday, and the amount of power lines and trees that were just wrecked into people's houses is sad. Because we're not built for that kind of stuff in the Carolinas. Like Florida,
no.
As bad as it is, you guys are built for that stuff,
Yeah, this was our 100-year storm. So the last storm that ever had this much storm surge flooding was back in 1921. And so this is the 100-year storm. I mean, we had houses up with 5, 6, 7 feet of water in them, and it's people are starting to be awful human beings again. I mean, we're seeing looting, we're seeing politicians make decisions to open bridges to let more people onto the islands while everyone has is trying to dry their stuff out and seeing what they can keep and what they have to get rid of. And the looting from that is just starting. It's I feel bad for people. It's just awful. This is projected to be the one of the most expensive storms for the area it affected. I mean, through all the Carolinas, through Georgia, and obviously here on the west coast of Florida, and even up in the Big Bend area, just got
Dude,
slammed.
it's so sad because in these times of need, instead of everybody coming together, it seems like it's everyone for themselves.
Yeah,
I luckily I'm fortunate enough to live in the South where we have that Southern hospitality. So everybody's pretty much like your neighbor is your friend. I have
yeah.
the Ring doorbell app, and everybody on the Ring app, there's like a neighborhood section on there, and
Hmm.
people are like posting, and people are like, "Hey, I have ice. If you guys need ice, come and pick it up." Blah blah
That's
blah.
awesome.
So everybody's kind of like a friend here, but parts of you know Georgia and Florida and
Yeah,
even North Carolina, it's not so friendly. It's kind of every man for themselves. So
hmm,
it's just the kind of it's just the world that we live in today. It's such a messed up place. We're currently under a state of emergency. I want to say that our governor declared. It's not a state
already
of
removed ours.
it's not a state of emergency. I forget what he calls it. Something else, but we're under that. They're saying we're not going to get power until some places aren't going to get power until next Friday.
Yeah,
So
I can only imagine that the one positive about Florida is we've done this. I mean, we've had these storms, and so some of our power lines have already been buried where those are easier to fix because you don't get the flying damage, you don't get them bursting into flames and all of that. I mean,
yeah,
it's just people are going to be without power here for a while. I don't know how long it will be, but some houses you can't even plug in. I mean, you just can't run anything because your outlets are shot because they're underwater.
yeah. You mentioned earlier financially, this was one of the worst storms we've had in a long time. I want you to talk a little bit more about that. I'm curious to hear more on that.
So as time goes on, things get more expensive, but I've seen projection numbers for this and it being 110, 115 billion dollars worth of damage. So to put that in perspective, Sandy in 2012 was 86.5 million, Maria's in 2017 110, 111 billion. And Katrina was the most costly storm of all time at 195 million. But still, for this to crack into the top five, it shows how crazy the storm was for Florida. I mean, and all of it because Katrina wrecked New Orleans, which was
Yeah,
awful,
yeah,
and that took years to build back from. But it's
dude.
crazy that it's just back to back. Ian, another example, that was down in Fort
Yeah,
Myers area back in
yeah.
2022, just a few years ago, 100 miles south of the
Dude, it
Bay
wiped it
Area,
out. It wiped
and
out.
Fort Myers Beach was just gone.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. Florida, unfortunately, I think with the way the world's trending, and I don't know, we might have some global warming specialists out there, but I think Florida's going to be underwater in the next 20, 30 years.
No.
I think it will.
Looking at the uh, floodplain maps over, so 200 years from now, Florida will still be above water. And
It'll be
500
separated
years. No,
from the rest of.
it'll take 500. The projection is 500 years for Florida to go away with all relevant information over the whatever billions of years old the scientists claim the Earth is. So
Yeah, yeah.
with that, it's going to take forever for Florida to really go away, well past you and I's lifetime. So
With technology, man, we might still be living at that point. And there's my girlfriend waving in the background. But yeah, dude, it's sad to see, man. These hurricanes. For a storm that powerful to come this far inland, to the Carolinas.
Yeah,
Like usually,
it was so fast from the pressure systems
yeah.
behind it and pushing it. It just ripped up there and it kept power the whole time.
My pizza's here. She came through with the pizza. She's like, I really want some pizza because not a lot of places are open.
Vibes are high.
Vibes are very high, but what
kind of pizza do you get now?
We got, what do we get? Papa John's?
No.
Domino's?
Domino's.
What is she?
I got some
She
pizza
can't eat
for
gluten.
you.
What pizza? They
Got gluten-free pizza, yeah.
No shit, really. At Papa John's. Wow.
Yep. Papa John's. No, is it Domino's or Papa
Domino's.
John's? Domino's.
Yeah.
Domino's. Papa John's. Papa John. He's a racist.
We don't like Papa John. Do you want me to get you a plate?
I'll get some here in a bit.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you. Anyways, why don't you explain a little bit more about what we're gonna talk about? I mean, hey, it's your show this week.
We'll move on to something a little bit more happy. So
pizza smells so good, bro.
No, that's gonna bang. That's gonna bang. So I think we need to move on a little bit more positive, a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna hit you with 5 NFL hot takes.
Okay.
I want you to rate them 1 to 5 back to me, of hottest to least hot. So actually, we're going to go 5 to 1.
Okay, so team wise or
so my first one,
players
players, teams. It's a combination of both here.
We're talking about like hot wise, like oh, I think Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, is hot, but like hot in a sense of like he's handsome.
Not quite. We might get there. It depends. I might throw a couple rogue questions at you.
All right.
It will be good.
Hit me with what you got.
So my first NFL hot take is Bryce Young will be looked at as the Greg Oden for the NFL.
No. Greg Oden banged, bro.
Who's the one that the Lakers' #1 draft pick?
That was Lamar Odom, no?
No. Lamar Odom banged. Greg Oden did not.
Yes. Yeah, great. Yeah, that's a good hot take. No, I think Bryce Young, I just think he's a systematic quarterback, and I don't think he fits in Carolina's system.
If he doesn't fit for Carolina, I have very bad news.
I mean, let's look at Baker Mayfield. He didn't fit in Carolina.
Because Carolina didn't have anything for him to fit in.
I still say I have faith in Bryce Young, and I'm an optimist because I still have faith in DJ Uakalakbach for Florida State.
I do not. Brock Glenn's starting this week, and I could not be harder.
We're going to pull off the upset against Clemson. I'm calling it now.
Absolute.
Yeah.
That's college football hot take. We might have to get back to that.
Yeah. All right. Go continue. All right. So my hot take. I still have high hopes. Well, I don't want to say high hopes. I have hopes for Bryce Young to be semi-success. A little bit successful
in the NFL.
It's successful at another team. I think we should shop him. Obviously, I think we need to get rid of him.
Apparently there's offers. Apparently Carolina has said no.
I'd love to see him in Miami.
I mean, right now, yeah, Miami. I got a hot take for them coming up later.
You can go out and find a garbage man and put him behind center, and he'd be playing better. All right, there's my take. Go ahead.
My next one: the Eagles will beat up mid teams, but lose to the real teams. I mean, when they've had big tests this year, they have just absolutely
lost
this down their leg.
Who'd they lose to last week? Buffalo.
Bucks dominated them, but Bucks are a real team. They've already beaten the Lions. They've beaten the Eagles. They're starting to show. They had a fluke against Denver. It was just a bad day for Baker Mayfield. Everyone had their eyes on that hurricane. Hard to deal with.
And he was hungover. So, yeah, I like that. That's a good hot take.
Uncle Rico it was a bad beat for him.
Yeah, I like that. I can get behind that.
The Jets already have to start their post-Aaron Rodgers rebuild.
Yeah, Jets season was over before it started.
Was it? I don't feel like it was. I felt like everyone thought Aaron Rodgers comes back from injury. He's going to light it up. I think they already have to think about what's next. Like, they drafted Travis. They have, I believe it's Tyrod Taylor is currently QB2. That doesn't seem like a future. So are they just going to live the Aaron Rodgers train until he retires into ayahuasca weekly? And we're that we'll get back.
I think there was a lot of hype surrounding Aaron Rodgers this season. Obviously, we saw him go down last season with his, what was it, ACL, MCL, something,
Yeah,
something
fourth
in his
snap
knee.
of the season.
Yeah. So there was obviously a lot of hype because Aaron Rodgers is still that guy. But I realistically don't think he has it, but maybe another year after this year in him. So yeah, I can get behind that hot take. They need to start rebuilding around either Jordan Travis or Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's, yeah. I'm sorry, I was thinking Zach Wilson for a minute, and I'm like, I think you have to
The
build
MILF
around
Slayer. Hot.
slings it. He
Not the
slings
ball.
them.
Not the ball.
No, his balls. He slings. So, we got to move on. I can't.
Yeah.
We can't. Yeah, maybe we can go back to it. Tyreek leaves the Dolphins at the end of the year in a trade. I think he's going to force a trade to get out of there. Tua is going to think that he's supposed to go with Tyreek. He thinks that Tyreek is the Dolphins. It's going to be a bad beat. He's going to show up to like Minnesota, just show up and think Tyreek's here, I'm supposed to be here. And it's just no one's going to have any idea what's going on.
No, yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I think he forces a trade out. I think the Dolphins have to sit there and say, okay, we got to rebuild. Let's start shopping other pieces and see what happens. Jalen Waddle stays. He gets paid the whole Brinks truck.
I mean, they still have weapons. They just need a quarterback. Because you have Devon Achane.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that they could trade, and Tyreek might be the piece that trades for Bryce Young and a pick from Carolina.
We already gave away all of our picks, brother.
Nah, they're coming back. There's more to trade.
I think
Tyreek's a little bit older. I don't think you have to go to 1 or a 2 anymore for Tyreek with current contract situation. Thank you for that.
I think we might have a first round pick in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, I have no idea Carolina's pick situation. I feel like you guys have a couple coming up that could be good, and you guys are actively trying to suck enough. I feel like the owners are trying to suck enough to sell the team. I really can't tell what's going on there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that take. Tyreek Hill will not be on the Dolphins either next year or the year after.
Nah, I got next year. I don't feel like we'll go to the end of the contract situation. Jaden Daniels will become a generational quarterback and looked at as a consistent top 5 QB for 5 to 8 years. It's a hot take. I'm going for hot takes. I want this to be hard for you to sit there and give me what was the mildest to the hottest take by the end of this.
There's no. Are we? If we're talking strictly rookie wise, he's obviously the front runner choice. Maybe the other person that gets close is Bo Nix. But yeah, I like Jaden Daniels. 5 to 8 years, I can see him.
I think this year he will win Rookie of the Year. Next year he will solidify himself. The year after, he will be a clear top 5 quarterback in everyone's mind going into the year. For his running ability, he's
top 5
accurate. Top 5.
Top 5, and you're saying 3 years?
I'm saying at the end of his sophomore season, his second year, going into year 3, I think it looks crispy.
Little buffalo chicken action.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, baby.
I think going into the 3rd season, he's in the top 5 conversation.
I think it's going to be like another CJ Stroud type deal where people slept on him, and then he had one decent year, made the playoffs the next year, and now this is his year.
This is CJ Stroud's 2nd season.
No, it's not. 2nd or 3rd?
2nd.
2nd? Yeah. 2nd. So I think it's going to be
a Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's in his 2nd year. Next year, CJ Stroud will be a clear top 5. He's already at the window of top 5.
Oh, definitely.
So I think I agree with you. I think Jaden Daniels fits in there, and I think it's going to be a really hot contest between Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud to be in that top 5 conversation in 2 years from now. I think that might be 2 names that you put in your top 5, and not many people blink an eye at it.
Mm-hmm. I can get behind that. Yeah, it's going to be a CJ Stroud type deal. Hit me with another.
That is my 5. If I need to just rattle them, go ahead and rank hottest take, least hot take.
I think the hottest take is going to be Jaden Daniels was a hot take, dude.
That was a hot take. You don't?
That
think
was a hot take.
I think it's a hot take. I think he's considered a generational quarterback and is a consistent top 5 for many years, and I think it will cover a long span.
Yeah, that's got to be the hottest take. I think we might be
Second has to
reaching.
be Bryce Young, right?
I was going to say, I think Bryce Young, yeah.
Looked at as Greg Oden.
I think the Tyreek Hill one might be reaching a bit.
Okay.
Because who knows? I mean, if that team is still solid, if they could just get another good quarterback in there.
But that's a dime. You can't say that good quarterbacks are a dime a dozen.
That's true. But what else?
So Eagles beat up mid teams, probably the chillest take, and the Jets already got a rebuild.
Yeah. So you said 5 hottest? 5's the hottest?
5 is the coolest.
Okay, so 1, your hottest take is what did we say? Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
4.
2. 2 would be Bryce Young.
2 would be Bryce Young.
3, you said Reek.
3, Reek, yep.
4, Jets or Eagles? Jets rebuild or Eagles are fake this year?
4 Eagles. 4 Eagles.
Okay.
Because I could see the Eagles still just pulling it together.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's good. I like that.
One of these weeks you're gonna have to hit me with 5 hot takes and I'll rank it back.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
College football recap. Just simple enough. Did we get game of the year already?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to have it this early?
2 of them. Kentucky.
I don't know, because Bama, Georgia turned it. You can't have 2 game of the years. You can have week of the year. Oh, we can talk week of the year.
Both games were phenomenal. That Georgia-Bama game was nuts.
The ending of that was disgusting. If I could do those things at 17 years old, we would not be sitting here.
Dude can't even buy cigarettes yet.
He can't even vote.
Yeah.
Trump's at the game, and this kid can't vote.
Mm-hmm.
Given we don't know his voting structure, but we're going to believe if you're at Bama, you're there for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. For the people that didn't see the game, it was what, back and forth for the last 2 minutes of the game?
I mean, you had a Georgia touchdown under 5 minutes to get into it. They stop Bama quickly, get the ball back, couple plays, immediate tud. They take the lead. Bama first play, 75 yards to the house. They take the lead, and then Carson Beck he decides that Georgia still can't beat Bama. And he threw it back.
He is not him. Excuse me.
Yeah, Arch Manning looked ridiculous.
Phenomenal. Kid's a stud.
Steve Sarkisian said some really sus shit after the game. You don't need to be in an 18-year-old's ass. Diddy knows.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. But that's crazy. How many celebs do you think get taken down in that whole thing?
Plus or minus 50. I'm going to say plus 50.
I think we could see all of Hollywood burn if everyone just starts ratting.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Chase went to one.
That would make sense. That might be where he lost his hair, because he used to have some lettuce.
He did have some
just looks
beautiful hair.
homeless.
Sorry, Chase. Crapping on my mans here. Yeah, dude, college football's been fun. Not for us, but...
No. Brock Glenn starting. Fun. DJ apparently broke his finger. The way he's throwing, you couldn't tell.
Probably could have thrown better with a broken finger.
Al Murlock's playing for the other team. I mean, Florida State football is in the hole.
It's embarrassing this year, but you know what? We're a women's soccer school anyways. So
we're a women's soccer school anyways.
Yeah.
And the softball. That's where we fall into.
We're not a basketball school, that's for sure.
As long as we're not like a lacrosse school, I think I can get over it.
Do we even have lacrosse?
Felt like we did.
Other than like whatever Jake played freshman year.
I felt like he played all 4 years, dog.
Did he?
I felt like he played for a while.
He might have. Which is funny. Quick side story on lacrosse. Dude, I would love to give Sweet Baby Kyle a call and ask him about the time where he played lacrosse and he was
His
like,
goalie? Yeah.
Mhm. Explain to them. Tell them what.
I don't
what
remember
Kyle
the
did.
whole story. I just remember you saying that made me remember he played goalie one time and just magically went crazy.
He was like top ranked in the state for lacrosse goalie. Now keep in mind this is a
He
big
played
dude.
one game, I think, and it was a scrub team, and he kept a shutout, or he had like a
No, he played the whole season. He was like he was like top ranked in the state because he was just a big dude and nobody could score on him.
Yeah, I love him.
It's just this big old lovable just goof. Just played goalie in lacrosse. Like never played lacrosse in his life. They just stuck him in goalie. And
So you're telling me he's shutting down Paul Rabel if he stepped up?
I don't know who Paul Rabel is, but
Probably I only know this. Shout out, Dude Perfect. Paul Rabel was the one that did their lacrosse trick shots. Apparently, best lacrosse player of all time.
oh, I'm sure he would get cooked. Yeah, I mean that's.
No,
that's
I think Sweet Baby's got him. Ball's only coming in 96 miles per hour. He can do
yeah,
it.
he's got that. The dude's a tank. He's got that.
Yeah, he's
But-
got it.
That was a quick side note. Back to a little bit of college football. It's over for us this year.
I'm just praying that we can keep recruits.
God, I hope so too. At this point in the season, who looks the best? Who looks the worst?
Bama
Other
looks
than us.
real. Texas, I think. Bama, Texas, Ohio State. I need to see them
Ohio
play
State.
someone.
They do need to play somebody for sure.
Penn State looks fun. I think that's
Penn State always blows the big games.
no. I know they blow big games, but they look fun.
They do look fun, and I'm only talking trash because some people on my Facebook that are Penn State fans like to talk trash randomly.
Now Penn State fans can't pipe up. I mean,
No, I'm like, why are you talking trash when your
nah,
team hasn't?
their coach let other coaches diddle kids under his nose. I mean, that's like we can't just let that slide. Don't get me wrong, but Penn State loses big games.
Sandusky.
Like it's bad beat.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I don't think Penn State runs the gambit this year, dude. At this point in the season, man, the 12-team playoff is going to be
Chaos.
interesting.
Chaos.
It's gonna be nuts, and I'm
Ole
so
Miss
excited
just kind
for it.
of blew their load a little by
they did.
not.
Yeah, they came a little too early.
Yeah, I just Ole Miss not finishing that game.
Yeah. Kentucky, dude. Kentucky looks scary, man. They almost beat Georgia the week before.
Yeah,
Lost by what,
Kentucky
2?
looks scary. Kentucky's fun. We'll go Kentucky's fun. Penn State diddles kids. Like we just need clips right now. So
And there's Baker's hot take. Yeah, dude, our social media's been popping off a little bit. Shout out to you guys, man. TikTok is like our most. I guess TikTok's the most popular
I think
social media right now.
I think that you can kind of take off a little bit if you do the right things, post the right times, figure out the content that people want to watch, and just get a little unhinged.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having a great time with it. We're trying to be consistent. Obviously, we didn't crank out an episode last week
Everyone
because
that knows this knows consistency might not be the number one word or even in the top 10 to describe us. Exclude drinking.
yeah, we are consistent with drinking. That's for
Coldest
sure.
take of the day.
No pun intended. I think we might do 2 episodes this week and drop 2
Ooh.
just to kind of catch up because of the storm last week. Chase's internet kept going out. Baker was preparing for, to get bent over by a hurricane. And no lube. He got bent over.
A lot of rain though.
A lot of rain. So I mean, you guys let us know what you want to see. We've been trying to tailor it to pretty much everybody, but that's why we're switching up and doing. Baker does 1 week, and I do 1 week, and Chase does 1 week. So just let us know what you guys want to see, and we don't even care that we're having fun with this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm having a great time. I don't care if we're getting views or not.
Doing it for us.
Yeah, this is what we would if we weren't recording. We'd be on Xbox or PC shooting the shit anyways.
Discord, just vibing.
So why not record us doing it? So Episode 9, Bake. You wanna talk about anything else before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, we have the vice presidential debate tonight. Going to see if it's more fair than the last one. It's on ABC again. I'm going to watch that. That might be something that we go over. Second episode this week. No idea who's organizing it. If it's Chase, we are
Screwed.
going to have an episode for you.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing the topics that Chase comes up with. And honestly, like, I feel like a question we might receive: your top 3 NFL players to do ayahuasca with. Like, I think
I gotta hand it to Chase. He does come up with some creative stuff. I gotta give it to him.
if you can't be as stoned as Chase and not get a little creative.
That's true. That is true.
I
want to
if
do.
it wasn't, I'd be let down.
I want to do an episode one night where we're just hammered, just off of our rockers.
I'm just saying.
We'll just see what happens. We'll just get weird.
If we beat Clemson, brother, I'm going to be on Mars. We record this thing 2 a.m., tarps off, beers cranking.
I'm going to be piloting the space shuttle.
Brother, we're going to be in a great place, but a very dark hole. My Sunday scaries would be awful.
So another thing that we're trying to do for you guys, and I know we're trying to wrap it up here, but we've gotten some feedback on episode length. Gotten a couple of people that are like, 45 minutes is too long, 41 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever. So, occasionally we'll crank out a long episode if there's like some hot stuff we're talking about. But this episode, we just, wanted to give a rundown of what's going on and why we haven't recorded. But I think we're going to keep it in between that 30 to 35 minute length, just so we can hit you guys with what we need to hit you with. And, obviously we'll have
out, all that sort of stuff to you guys. Still learning.
Yeah, obviously we'll have longer episodes, the more stuff we have to talk about. But, with this being kind of I don't want to say impromptu because the boys are always working. I'm always coming up with ideas and doing social media, and Baker's coming up with ideas. Chase is being Chase. No, he comes up when I ask him to. He'll come up with some good stuff, and he's the one that actually edited that intro video at the beginning of every episode. I'd love to see him edit me, you, and him into a picture, but I don't think us three have a picture together.
I don't know how we haven't. I mean, I met Chase 5-6 years ago now.
We might. I have to go back and look, and then we've got a lot of changes on social media with the Facebook banner and social media endings and all that good stuff. So, all right. Anything else you want to add there, brother?
No, I think that's it. Pray for the people that got wrecked by this hurricane. Lives are changing for them, and they just need a little bit of peace. So,
yeah, sad to see it. Our hearts go out to them and the families affected and are
people that lost their lives. It's awful.
Continuously being affected. So let us know in the comments what you guys want to see. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, send us a DM. All the support is appreciated. Thank you guys for going out here and giving us a listen and all that stuff. But thank you guys, Bake. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much love, and we'll see you guys again soon.